Hello and welcome. Let's take a look at our top story this hour. After the UK banned TikTok on government devices, New Zealand has decided to implement the TikTok ban on devices issued to its members of parliament. The ban, which is over cybersecurity concerns, is expected to be implemented by the end of March. New Zealand said the decision was taken after advice from cybersecurity experts. The country's Parliamentary Service Chief Executive said that TikTok will be banned on all devices with access to the parliamentary network. He said that the ban will come into force from the 31st of March. Now, the TikTok ban on government devices is over concerns that the app's parent company ByteDance could be giving user data such as browsing history and location to the Chinese government.
Departments, our system works slightly differently to other countries. Departments and agencies follow the advice take advice from the GCSB in terms of their IT and their cybersecurity policies. And we don't have a blanket across the public sector approach to this, which happens in other areas. And so I'd expect that departments and agencies, including the Parliament, would consider the advice of the GCSB in making those decisions.
The announcement from New Zealand came hours after Britain enforced a similar ban. The UK's decision to ban TikTok on government phones comes after Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said that he is ready to take whatever steps are necessary in order to protect the UK's security. The ban applies to work phones and other devices used by government ministers and civil servants.
We take the security of government devices very seriously, and we are constantly working to ensure that those devices remain as safe and secure as possible. And so, as part of that effort, I recently commissioned a review by our cybersecurity experts to assess the risks posed by certain third-party apps on government devices, and in particular, the installation and use of TikTok.
Although many have welcomed the move, the deputy leader of the Labour Party has said the government was behind the curve.
Today's announcement, Mr Deputy Speaker, feels like closing the stable door after the horse has bolted. If the Minister was serious about overhauling security at the heart of government, why was this review limited only to the use of third-party apps on government devices? Why not a root and branch review of technology used by his colleagues? Because the reality is, this government's track record on upholding security at the heart of government is appalling.
Earlier, TikTok said that any such moves by the UK would be disappointing. Now, according to TikTok, such moves are based on misplaced fears. The move to ban TikTok on government devices in the UK comes after similar orders were passed in the US and the EU. Last month, the US said that employees of federal agencies must delete TikTok from government phones. The European Union and Belgium also temporarily banned the app from employee phones. Earlier this week, Canada also joined the list and banned TikTok from government devices. TikTok says the Biden administration has demanded the app's Chinese owners to diversify their stakes, or else TikTok could face a complete US ban. TikTok, which is owned by ByteDance, has more than 100 million US users.
So, look, we've expressed concerns over China's potential use of software platforms that could endanger or threaten America's safety and their national security. So that is the president's concern. That is why we have called on Congress to take action. We see a bipartisan piece of legislation that that we are supporting. It's called the Restrict Act, as you all know and been covering. And so that's the president's main priority.
TikTok chief executive is due to appear before the US Congress next week. Now, last week, the White House backed a legislation to give the administration new powers to ban TikTok and other foreign-based technologies if they pose national security threats.
It's not an easy call, but I think we have to do it. The economy's at risk. We're going to work together to fund, I hope, work together to fund the government, COVID and the war in Ukraine, all controversial and consequential issues. And we're going to...
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.